Welcome, this is Kari from On Point Quilter. In this tutorial, we'll be building on the Snowfall block that was designed during the last lesson. We will be placing it in a quilt and designing complementing blocks for the setting triangles and corners. I started by opening the Snowfall project, and this was done during my previous blog post. Now if I view my project sketchbook, select the Blocks tab and scroll to the end. Take the last block and select Edit. You can see we designed an 8x8 block. Select the quilt work table and select a new quilt and select the style On Point. Select the Layout tab and change the number of blocks horizontal to 1 and vertical to 3. Change the finish size of the block to 8 inches. On the Borders tab, let's have a 1-inch border for the first border, and then add, and let's make that another 1-inch border. Select the Design tab and select Set Block. Find the Snowfall block, and with the Controller Command key, select one of the large on-point spaces. Now let's design setting and corner triangles. Select the block work table and select New Block, Pieced, EasyDraw. Consistent with what we did during the last session, set the block width and height to 8 and the snaps to 8. Start with snapping options just at Snap to Grid. Select the Line tool and draw a diagonal line from the lower left corner to the upper right corner. Draw a vertical line at 1 inch and a horizontal line at 1 inch. Select the Color tab and go back to Draw. This will partition any lines that intersect another line. Select the Edit tool and select the long vertical line at 1 inch. Under Edit, change Partition Segment to 4 and select Apply. Select the long horizontal line and under Partition Segment 4, select Apply. Each partition will break the longer line into 4 smaller lines. Select the long diagonal line and under Partition Segment, change the number to 8 and select Apply. Under Snapping Options, turn off Snap to Grid and turn on Snap to Nodes. With the Line tool, draw diagonal lines to connect up the created nodes on the horizontal and vertical lines at 1 inch. Now let's draw 2 diagonal lines going the other direction, creating 3 rectangles. Select Color and return to Draw, creating additional nodes at intersecting lines. Select the diagonal line for each rectangle and select half. Select the Line tool and add horizontal and vertical lines to create flying geese units in each of the rectangles. Select the Color tab and color this. Notice that I did not color the lower right triangle. This will ensure that I am not including this in any fabric calculations. Select Add to Project Sketchbook, and on the Quilt work table, scroll to the latest block and click on the setting triangles. Select Rotate and click 2 times on each of the blocks on the left to get the orientation correct. Now let's draft the blocks for the setting triangles in the corner. Select the block work table and select a new block, Pieced EasyDraw block. Snapping options should be just Snap to Grid. With the Line tool, draw diagonal lines from corner to corner to create 4 quarter square triangles. Go to Color and back to Draw. Let's draw a pieced block in the quarter square triangle at the bottom. Select Zoom In and drag a box over that triangle. Select the Pick tool and select the diagonal line. Under Advanced Symmetry, select Clone. Move it 1 inch to the right. Then select the diagonal on the right clone, and move it 1 inch to the left. Select Color and go back to Draw. Select the Line tool and draw vertical lines at 3 and 5 inches and horizontal lines at 6 and 7 inches. That gives us rectangles for flying geese units. Use the Line tool and draw the diagonal lines. Since the start and stop point for each line is a snap point, we can continue to use Snap to Grid. With the Pick tool, select and delete one of the short diagonal lines and go to the Color tab and color this. Only color the pieced section of the block. Select Add to Project Sketchbook. Select Print and Export and select Foundations. You can see that we can do the pieced section as one foundation, but it does include an additional piece. Select Start Over under the Sections tab. Select each of the patches in the pieced section. Select Group. Don't do anything with the unpieced sections. Select Numbering, and you can see that the numbers are highlighted, which means we have numbering in place, and select Preview. Now we have a single foundation, and I can even select it and rotate it 3 times to fit easily on one sheet. And then I can go ahead and print that off and close. Select the quilt work table and with Set Block, select this block and set it in the 4 corners. Use Rotate to adjust the rotation of the corners so that the flying geese and the colored portion is showing. Select Fabric Tools and color the borders. Select Hide Show Quilt Patch Lines and Add to Project Sketchbook. Select Print and Export, and let's select one of those setting triangle blocks and select Foundation. When I looked at this block, I realized that I could simplify it quite a bit if I took out some of those diagonal lines. So I'm going to go ahead and close, and on the Design tab, under Block Tools, select the eyedropper to select the block, and right-click and select Edit Block. With the Pick tool, select and delete those extra diagonal lines. Select the Color tab and select Add to Sketchbook. Select the Quilt Work table and now select the Adjusted block and click on each of the setting triangle spaces. Select Add to Project Sketchbook. Select Print and Export, and now select one of those setting triangles with foundation. Now we have been able to reduce the block to 2 foundation. You also have the option of selecting rotary cutting, and let's do a preview on that. All of the pieces would be very easy to rotary cut as well. So it really depends on what is your preferred construction methodology. Go ahead and close. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my tricks for creating EasyDraw blocks for setting triangles and corners. If you would like additional tips and techniques, please subscribe to my weekly newsletter at www.onpointquilter.com.